My dad grew up Episcopalian in a small town, North Florida. He was from Greenville, but he went to Monticello. He met my mother, who was Southern Baptist, so they compromised and went Presbyterian. And then the church split, and they didn't want to choose sides, so I grew up Baptist most of my life, but I never really felt a connection with the church. So I guess it was sometimes my latter college year, maybe when I first started teaching, I had always had a desire to go to the Episcopal Church. So I just stepped out and started attending. And then shortly after, my dad started going back, and then my mom, and then my sister was living in another state, and she started attending. So that's where I found the Episcopal Church. Some of my favorite memories are I was married here in this church, and both of my girls were baptized here as well. And I always cherish that.
My earliest memory of church, and my parents say that I'm crazy, I feel like I remember being baptized. Of course, I was probably, 6 months or so, but I vividly remember it, but apparently that's not real, and you can't really imagine that as a 6-month-old. So I would say probably the other earliest memory, I remember being in here with my family, of course my little sister and my mom and dad, and we would come to church every Sunday, and we would always have to go to the children's church upstairs, and that was always my favorite part, just going around being with the kids. It just felt so magical, for lack of better words.
I've enjoyed raising my girls in the Episcopal Church because it's provided them with structure, and we like the structured environment. We know what to expect on Sundays and throughout the week.
I actually started acolyting at Honey Creek, so kind of not your typical start of acolyting, but I started at Honey Creek at church camp, and that was a lot of fun. So when I came back and I came to St. Thomas, I realized that there was a call for acolytes, and I decided to do that. I had some friends that were doing it, and it was a lot of fun. We did the Acolyte Festival that was in the fall, and so got to meet all sorts of people around the diocese, and I feel like the youth events back then, we just really got to meet so many kids periodically throughout the year. So it wasn't just one time in the year and then that was it. It was, pretty much every 2 months I was seeing my friends and being connected through church. That was really amazing.
I've seen my girls in different roles within the church when they were young. In Madison, acolyted for a while. We attended Honey Creek. I also was an adult participant at Honey Creek. And that was my first experience there. And then I went back again after that because it was such an enjoyable experience seeing my girls there and enjoying meeting friends and developing lasting friendships, because they have friendships that they still have with people that they met there. But it was fun going as an adult and helping.
When I was in middle school through high school, the Honey Creek youth events were huge for me and for building that foundation, be able to lean on to know that I can go to those events and leave feeling fulfilled. And I was invited to come and be an adult chaperone at one of the youth events, which never in my million years would have thought that's going to be a thing, me being an adult. But anyways, here we are. And I got to go be an adult at New Beginnings, and I was so filled. I wouldn't have thought anything. I was just going to be there to support the kids, but I really found myself just really getting back into it. Being an adult's hard, of course. So it was a great time to just really know what I can lean on, and God is that. So yeah. And this is what I'm kind of learning in my adulthood is Episcopal worship is very traditional, and it is very hard to find, for me, sometimes it's very hard to find God in the very traditional elements, especially growing up, because I would go in college, I would try out different things. I would go to these big churches that were very concert, very guitar-y. It was like you going to a live concert every Sunday. And I thought that was going to be it. Like, I was, okay, I like Episcopal Church, but this is the new thing. And I did not find anything fulfilling in that after a while. So I came back to the Episcopal Church being like, okay, I got to find out, like, what is bringing me back? So General Convention, I go to General Convention, and I really found out with the amount of time that we were doing worship, what I was finding God in. The community aspect of it, all of us being there together and worshiping God together, the ways that we sang together. It was the same hymns that we sing in church, but it was just felt different somehow. And the ways that we were praying, and the diversity of it all, the way that we were respecting other cultures. And we had a whole service in Spanish, but God was yet still there, even though I didn't understand the language. God was there. So that's what I took General Convention. That's what I took away, is a newfound perspective of worship and how I see God in worship in the Episcopal tradition. But I also realized that there's a lot of work going on that I have not yet seen before, nationally, internationally, and that has just opened my eyes to a whole new world of things in the church. The word that I took away was beloved. I keep on bringing that in my head, like, we're the beloved community, and I just love that.